Thragg was born on Viltrum as the son of one of the closest advisors of Emperor Argal. He was trained in all manners of combat and bred to be the strongest Viltrumite. After Argal was killed by Thaddeus, Thragg fought in the Viltrumite Civil War to restore order to the Empire, meaning Thragg is thousands of years old. After the battle, the Viltrumites will emerge an unbeatable race led by him. So grab your seat at the campfire as we embark on the epic story of Invincible, Tyrant Thragg. As Thragg would be granted the title of Grand Regent, tasked with finding the heir of Argyll, he would keep Argyll's skull as a reminder of what would happen were the Empire to fall into disarray. The Scourge virus would be created in planet's population severely depleted and would make him believe that the heir had died. Afterwards, he would cease all attempts to find the heir, feeling that he had earned his place among them. In the return of Invincible, after Conquest failed to kill Mark, he had to face Thragg. Conquest begged for forgiveness, with Thragg threatening to kill him. Seeing Conquest as still useful, Thragg sent Lucan, Conquest, and an unnamed Viltrumite to kill Invincible and anyone who's aiding him. This is the Viltrumite War. Thragg leaves the Viltrumites on the Battle of Viltrum. It is revealed that Thragg has an inside spy in the coalition of planets and has tasked him to take down the planetary barrier on Telescria. Afterwards, he would speak to the skull of former Emperor of Viltrum, Argyll. He states that Argyll will be avenged after Thaddeus is dead. He retreats from Telescria after Mark and Oliver destroy his warship. He rushes into battle, hoping to fight back, but decides against it. He and the other Viltrumites retreat to Viltrum. When the coalition arrives, he leads the Viltrumite charge. In the beginning, Thragg attacks Space Racer, and Mark rushes to attack him. Thragg decapitates Thaddeus, avenging Argyll's death. Mark lands a blow on Thragg, but it has no effect on him. He smacks Mark away like a fly for Oliver to attempt to attack him. He catches Oliver's punch and dismembers his arm, while breaking his jaw, nearly killing Oliver in the process. Invincible, enraged, attacks Thragg with only getting a nosebleed. Wow. Thragg mocks him, stating that he is in over his head and Conquest fears him. Mark reveals that he killed Conquest previously and now he will kill Thragg. After Thaddeus, Mark, and Nolan destroy Viltrum, Thragg becomes enraged and cries. Thragg angrily states that Thaddeus destroyed Viltrumite heritage, history, and the planet itself. Thaddeus offers him a chance to surrender, but Thragg refuses. He rushes towards Thaddeus and decapitates him, and declares that Lord Argyll is now avenged. Thragg declares that anyone who opposes the Viltrum Empire will die. He rushes towards Mark and punches him. Yikes, this dude Thragg is a problem. Thragg arrives before Mark and Nolan, revealing that the Viltrumites are on Earth. Invincible attempts to hurt Thragg, but to no avail. He punches Invincible's temples until he is saved by Nolan Grayson, that is. Thragg reveals to Nolan that Thaddeus had killed Lord Argyll with Nolan, revealing that the Viltrumites deserve extinction for their crimes. Thragg headbutts Nolan, but it is interrupted by Battle Beast. He throws Battle Beast to the side and grabs Mark and Nolan, attempting to smash their heads together. Nolan intervenes, hoping to allow his son to escape. He kicks Nolan and catches up to Mark, smashing his face in the process. Nolan catches up and Thragg impales him. Thragg decides to spare the duel. With much to Craig's confusion, Thragg states that the Viltrum Empire will need all Viltrumites. Craig refuses to spare them, but Thragg stops him. Thragg and Viltrumites retreat to their warship. Thragg reveals himself to Mark and Nolan on Earth, stating that Viltrumites are here. Mark attempts to fight Thragg, but Thragg suggests they talk. Thragg decides to surrender, but on one condition. The Viltrumites take over Earth. Mark loses his temper, but Thragg goes into detail about the takeover. Thragg states that the Viltrumites will hide among the humans and interbreed, with them replenishing their ranks. Thragg goes on to say that the Viltrumite will not interfere with human events, and the closest, the pure-blooded Viltrumites are Viltrumite human hybrids. Mark refuses at first, but reluctantly accepts. Thragg thanks the duo for ensuring Viltrumite survival and leaves, ending the Viltrumite War. Now, we go post-Viltrumite War. Thragg appears before Alan and Oliver to assist Mark. Thragg flies up to space after Alan and Oliver battle Mark. He tells the duo that he knows about Alan's plan to dispense the Scourge virus into Earth and asks why he shouldn't kill them. Alan reveals that he will use the Scourge virus on him, and Thragg states that he can kill him before the virus has effect. Thragg offers a truce to Alan and explains that them fighting is pointless because if he kills Alan, they'll be back in the same place again. Alan hesitantly accepts, with Oliver angry at Thragg. The meeting is interrupted by the Guardians of the Globe, and Robot attempts to capture Mark. Monster Girl attacks Thragg, but with no effect. Thragg knocks her away, nearly killing her. While the Chaos Oliver is able to grab the virus dispenser. They stop battling, with Bulletproof wondering who Thragg is. It is revealed that Mark has been infected with the Scourge virus, and Thragg takes him to Viltrumite quarantine. Thragg reveals to Cecil Stedman his agreement with Mark and that they have no choice in the matter. Thragg appears to the Guardians of the Globe and Dinosaurus after Dinosaurus convinces Thragg that Dinosaurus' genius is useful. He demands that the Guardians leave. Thragg goes into one of the observation rooms, and a scientist tells Thragg that Mark is the grandson of Lord Argyll. He kills the scientist and leaves his quarters. Thragg attempts to kill Nolan in order to keep his Grand Regent title. He is interrupted by Dinosaurus hacking, and gaining access to his quarters. Thragg leaves to see Mark and attempts to kill Mark. Now, wanting to give away his title of Grand Regent, Dinosaurus unleashes a surprise attack on him and only breaks his claws in the process. Whew! And Thragg, unarmed, Dinosaurus reveals that he sent explosions around the ship to correspond to his low heartbeat. Thragg pummels him and throws him aside after hearing an explosion. Dinosaurus attempts to bite Thragg, shattering all his teeth in the process. Thragg breaks Dinosaurus' jaw and flies to fix the explosion. He heads back and sees Adam Eve asking where Mark is. Eve attempts to battle Thragg, but Thragg laughs and directs her to Dinosaurus. After the invasion of London by the Flaxans, Thragg reprimands Craig for interfering with the events. Craig states that he is sorry, but someone there carries his child. Craig then reveals that he loves all dozen of his mates. Much to Thragg's disgust, Thragg calls a meeting of the Viltrum Empire and enforces that they are not to interfere with Mark and Dinosaurus events or they will be killed by him. Thragg would reprimand Lucan, Craig, and Anissa for not obeying his orders. After being disgusted with Lucan and Craig's affection towards the humans, he demands that they leave. Thragg arrives, goes to the other side of the moon, and sees Nolan with his wife. Thragg becomes enraged seeing him and rushes to attack him. While their battle continues, Thragg reveals to Nolan that he is Argyll.